Alright, viewers of YouTube, welcome back. This is Tommy, help with gadgets.edc, and what we have today is a disassembly and cleaning of the Kansept knives Fenrir. This is a Sparrow Knives company, or I'm not even sure, I think it's Greg Schaub. I could be wrong about that, and if I am, I'll leave that correction on the screen there. But this is a collab between he and Kansept knives. This is a front flipper and a thumb stud. It is quite a snappy little thing. I am not the best fan of a thumb studs, but I do like a front flipper, and it's just a very attractive blade as well. This is another knife that's on loan from my nephew, and again, this is one that he does carry and use, as you can tell from the pocket clip. So what we're going to do today is do a disassembly and cleaning, and then in a future video we hope to do a just a kind of review of it, talk about what I like, what I dislike about the knife. So let's get into it. Believe swap that out, and I had someone ask about the driver that I have. I'll leave a link to that down in the comments or down in the info section below, so that you can pick one of those up if you want to. I do like the way that it's able to quickly swap out the bits. You just pop it. You can even do it one-handed, but it's a lot easier if you use two hands. Magnet, and you just kind of push on it, and it locks it in. Again, and it locks in. It's a pretty handy little driver. Fits in the hand well. Just one of the tools that I use for knife maintenance. All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and pop the. Well, I had the right one in there. Let's go ahead and as you can tell, when I'm turning this side, it's not a captive pivot. One trick that I have found, that if you come up in that sort of scenario and you don't have another driver handy, you can always just pinch the blade. I say always, and watch me not be able to do it on this one. You can sometimes pinch the blade. In this case, no, I'm going to have to pull out the another driver, and let's go ahead and get a T8. That's T8 there. I received this driver as a present, and it's also a nice little tool to use for disassembly. I'll try to link that one as well. Now this, from the feel of that, I don't know if this knife's ever been taken apart and cleaned. So generally speaking, if you have a non-captive pivot, you can use the trick that I mentioned before. All right, let's see if we can get this to come apart and not get cut. Alright. We'll go ahead and drop that in alcohol. We'll drop that in alcohol. Let's drop that. Drop the washer in there. And let's grab something else that maybe ought to pop that out. And it's not really held in there, it's just the oil on the back of it's kind of keeping it from releasing. Alright, and again, I like to take alcohol pads that just you can actually use cloth with the that you've taken and dipped in alcohol or however you want to do it, but this is just the way that it seems to work best for me. I like to clean off the detent ball, clean off the lock face, get in all the places where things may be dirty, may have collected some grit and grime. And this is a pretty simple design, pretty simple to clean. Alright, let's take a look at the blade. It's a little dirty, but not too bad. Make sure you wipe off that lock face as well. If you do have a knife that's got some lock stick on it, check the lock face. It may be a case where you've got a little bit of oil or something on that lock face, and cleaning that off can make the knife function a whole lot better. You'll notice that there's even a groove cut in the blade steel for the bearings to run on, which is pretty cool. I think I got off camera there for a second. I apologize for that, and I'll try to do better. Alright. Take that opportunity to wipe down the blade. Alright, let's get all the different parts out, wipe them down, and set them to the side. Let them be drying. Get the bearings, and I like to not only clean those, but kind of roll them around on my finger and make sure they don't. It's not a case where bearings are sticking. I've found that in some cases that the bearings, for whatever reason, are not wanting to roll. That is not the case with these. These seem to roll just fine. And again, I normally take the pivot screw and just use my fingernail in the pad to try to clean all that extra Loctite out. Because I'm going to put a little some fresh Loctite on there, and I don't want it to collect and gunk it up. So that's generally what I do. Again, if you have a process that you use that you think may work better than what I'm doing, feel free to leave a comment down below. One thing that I've done to I watched a lot of YouTube videos to learn how to work on different knives, and that's part of the reason why I'm making videos now. Is my nephew that loaned me the knife actually said that he thought I should do that, so I did, or I am, and we're seeing how that goes. All right, let's go ahead and put this back together. And first we want to put one of the washers, and I like to look, and if it's got a line on it, I don't know if that's coming across on camera or not, but if it's got a line on it where the bearings have been running, I usually like to try to keep that the same way. Again, we put a little bit of oil on. Didn't take a whole lot. That oil will be spread around the first few times that you open it. Put a little on the inside of the blade there. Don't have to, but I like to do that. Next up, we got another bearing. Drop a little bit of oil on each side. And I also like to drop a little dab on that detent bar. Alright, again, figure out which side has the marks in it from where it's been, the bearings have been touching. Alright, flip that over. And fit it on. Alright, I'll grab the pivot screw, get a little bit of this Loctite stuck up in there in the threads, and tighten this down. And again, we don't need to tighten it terribly. I just like to hold it where everything will stay together, and then we'll adjust as necessary. You don't want to tighten the blades down, or the pivot down too much, because you can actually push the bearings into the metal of the washers, or and it makes it kind of a bumpy opening and closing. So be careful that you don't over tighten the pivot screw. I'm going to check these clip screws while I'm at it. I'm going to close this and make sure that it's centered. It is slightly a little bit of blade play, so I'm actually holding down on this side to tighten it just a little bit more. Okay, and I am still feeling a little bit of blade play, so again I tighten it ever so slightly. Alright, and again, the finger on the other side, just to make sure that that it's not turning. And we still got just a hair of play. Alright, let's see what this does. Yep. Okay, that's got it, I do believe. Alright, so there you have it. The Kansept knives Fenrir, and I'll try to find the link for those as well to see if they're still available. Nice blade, and well, I'll do a little bit more talking about this knife on the upcoming video that hopefully will come out shortly. Appreciate y'all watching. Leave any comments below. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff if you would. Yeah, I would really appreciate it. And hope to see y'all again. Thanks. Y'all have a wonderful day.